Okay, so finding sides of similar figures. So remember, we said the corresponding sides are proportional. Hi, good morning, guys. Okay, so we are just getting started on the notes. So just open up to the next blank page. And then I'll give you a second to get caught up. Okay, so A corresponds to C. So A divided by C equals their corresponding sides, which are B and D. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an example. So this side's 3 and this side's x. That's our unknown side that we're going to be trying to figure out. And then this side's 6 and this side's 12. So the first thing you want to do is mark the corresponding sides. So 3 corresponds to 6, and then x corresponds to 12. So you could do 1 mark for the first 2 sides and then 2 marks for the second 2 sides. And then you're going to just set up your proportion. So you're going to write the proportion. So as long as you're consistent, it doesn't matter. You could put the larger ones on top, or you can put the smaller ones on top. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're consistent as you do it. So if we put the small one, I like to put the small one first. So 3 corresponds to 6. So that would equal, and then since we put the small rectangle side on the second proportion, we also have to put the small side, which is x over 12. So once we write the proportion, then we just cross multiply and solve for x. So 6 times x is 6x, and 3 times 12 is 36. So 6x equals 6. And then we are just going to solve for x. So we divide both sides by 6, and x equals 36 divided by 6, which is 6. So this side would be 6. Okay, so Elijah, I know you just joined us. If you want to just take a quick picture maybe of the screen, you just missed the notes, but you can just take a quick picture if you can, or screenshot and copy them down. And then we're going to get started on the practice problems, and I'll kind of explain it as we go in the practice problems. Okay, so once you're done copying down the notes, go ahead and open up in your workbook to page 23. And then we're just going to follow the steps in the notes that we just took. Okay, so first we want to mark the corresponding sides. So 3 corresponds to 6 on the big rectangle, and then our unknown, which we'll label X, corresponds to the longer side on our larger rectangle, which is 14. And then once we mark the corresponding sides, next we write the proportion. So 3 corresponds to 6, so that's 3/6, and that equals X. So we did the small side, the small rectangle on top, so we're going to do the small rectangle on top again, over the long side on the large rectangle, which is 14. And then once you set up your proportion, the last step is to cross multiply and solve for X. So we're going to cross multiply, which means 6 times X is 6X, and then 3 times 14, which is 42. So 6X equals 42. And then we need to solve for X. So we undo the multiplication by dividing both sides by 6. And so this side would be 7. X equals 7. Okay, number 2. Any questions on number 1?
No.
Okay. So number 2, as long as we do 2 of the sides, that's all we need to set them up. So I know they give us the values for 3 of them, but we'll just pick 2. So we need this side. So we'll mark that one, which will correspond to this same side on our smaller trapezoid. And then we'll use this one since it doesn't have a decimal. These are the easiest ones to work with. So we marked our corresponding sides. Now we need to write the proportion. So we'll be consistent and we'll always do the small one on top since that's how we've been doing it. So I'm going to do 12 over its corresponding side, which is 15 on the large trapezoid, equals 24, which corresponds to this side, which we'll call X. And then once we set up our proportion, then we cross multiply and solve for X. So we have 12 times X, which is 12X, and 15 times 24, which is 360. And then we'll divide both sides by 12, and X equals 30.
So when we're doing that, we just completely ignore the other side, the third side?
Yep, you only need 2 of them to calculate it. Yep. Okay, and let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's break it up again like last week. So do you guys have any questions before I have you guys try them on your own?
I'm good.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go in order, of alphabetical order. So Jasmine, do you wanna do 3 and 4? And then Jaden, 5 and 6. Rick, 7 and 8. Actually, it's not in alphabetical order. It's just the order that's listed in Zoom. And then Jade, 9 and 10. And then Elijah, 11 and 12. So work on those. And if you guys have questions, you can send me a question, your question in the chat, and I can help you. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do these, and then we'll go over them together. Okay, send me a message if you guys still need more time or if you're done. I know. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, awesome. Let's go over them. Okay, Jaden, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I know we were just working on number 5, so I'll help you out on whichever one. And let's see. Okay, so Jasmine, tell me how you did number 3 and what you got.
Okay, wait, just to be clear, I could have chose any side, right? Along with X. Okay.
Yep.
So I put X over 28.
Perfect.
And then I put 6 over 24.
Good. Yep. As long as they correspond, which 6 and 24 do. Very good. And you're consistent. So you always want to just make sure if you're doing the smaller one, that if that's on the one you do on top for the first fraction, that you make sure you do that for the second fraction. That's really the only issue we can run into here. Good, Jasmine. And then what did you get when you cross multiplied?
24x equals 168.
168?
Yeah.
Good. And then what did you do?
I divided by 24 on both sides.
Very good.
And got x equals 7.
And x equals 7. Well done. Very good. Okay, and what about for number 4?
I put x over 15.
X over 15.
And
Okay.
35 over 21.
Very good.
And then
go ahead.
21x equals 525.
Very good.
And then divide both sides by 21. And then x equals 25.
Very good. Excellent. Thank you, Jasmine.
I just
Okay.
finished 6, by the way.
So what's that, Jaden?
I just finished number 6.
Oh, perfect. Okay. You want to tell us how you did number 5?
Well, first I did 12 and 30,
Good.
and then I did 14 over x.
Very good. And then what'd you get when you cross multiply?
I got 12x over 12 equals 420 over 12.
Good. So you divide both sides by 12. And so x equals?
35.
Very good. And then number 6?
I did 45 over 15. I mean, no. I did 5 over 15.
Good.
And then I did x over 9.
Excellent.
And then I'll get 45 over 15.
So then you get 45 equals 15, you mean?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and then you're already dividing. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yep.
And that will equal 3.
And so x equals 3. Well done, Jaden. Very good. Thank you. Okay, and then Rick, number 7 and 8.
Okay, let me finish writing this down real quick. I'm finishing up number 6.
Okay, yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. And so for number 7, I put 16 over 12.
Okay. Very good.
And then I put 12 over x.
Very good.
So then I put 16x equals 144.
Good.
And then I divided them by 16.
Okay. Mommy's in a meeting. Can you tell me later?
The song.
What about? Okay.
First we make the song sing on his own. I was coming back home, but then
Okay.
that's not the one I talked about.
Okay. Okay, tell mommy later. Can you close the door? Sorry, that's Tate. Sorry, Rick. Okay.
It's okay. That was actually like the second time that one of the teachers, like kids, came running in.
Oh, goodness.
Always fun to see. And so then I got x equals 9.
Okay. Great job. Thank you. And then what about number 8?
So for number 8, I put 35 over 7.
Okay, so these two sets. Very good.
And then I put x over 5.
Oh, sorry.
So then I got 7x equals 175.
Excellent.
And then I divided them by 7, which got me x equals 25.
X equals 25. Wow, very good. Excellent. Thank you, Rick. Okay, Jade, number 9 and 10.
Okay, so
400.
first I 6 over 24. Yeah.
Very good.
And then 3 over 6.
3 over what?
6. Wait,
It's X.
sorry, 3 over x.
Yes. Good.
F.
Okay, and then I multiplied, and then 6x equals 72.
Very good.
And then I divided it, and x equals 12.
Excellent. Thank you, Jade. And then number 10.
For number 10, I did x over 35. And 12 over 15.
Very good.
And then multiplied, I got 15x equals 420.
Good.
And then I divided it, and I got x equals 28.
Perfect. Very good. Okay, and I'll leave that up for a second before I flip to the next page in case you're still copying. All right, guys, very good. Got it. Okay, does anyone need more time before I flip the page? Nope. Okay. Okay, Elijah, 11 and 12.
I did them. I'm not sure if 11's right, but I know 12 is right.
Okay, no problem. Just tell us what you did.
I put 6 over 10, which I don't think is right.
Okay, yes. So you're getting the 6 from here, which means you want to do the one on the other figure that corresponds to it. That's the same side on the large rectangle, which would be 9.
Okay, yeah.
So we'd want to do 6 over 9. And that equals, so we did the smaller rectangle on top with the 6. So we want to do the smaller rectangle on top again, which would mean that would be 10 over the corresponding side of the larger rectangle, which is our unknown or our x.
Okay, so then 6x equals 90.
Excellent. So 6x equals 90.
And then x equals 15.
Divide both sides by 6. And x equals 15. Very good. Thank you, Elijah.
Okay, yeah, the next one I know I did right.
Okay.
So 12 over 15.
Okay, good.
And then equals 20 over x.
So since you did the 12 on top, you want to do the x on top actually. So the
Okay.
small, one. So we'd want to flip that. So that would equal x over 20. So it doesn't matter. You can do the big ones on top or you can do the small ones on top. You just have to be consistent. So a couple people on the front page, they did the larger one on top, and that's great because as long as both of them have the large on top and then the smaller figure on the bottom, it works.
Okay.
Okay, so then we'll cross multiply. So 15 times x is 15x equals 12 times 20. So 240. We divide by 15. And x equals 16.
Okay, I guess I understand it a little bit.
Yeah, so the main thing, you've got it. The only thing is you just want to make sure to just be consistent. So put the small one on top if you're going to do the small on top every time. And that's why I just always do that, just so I always know, okay, I always do the smaller figure first.
Okay.
And do that on top, and then you'll get less confused. Okay, for the most part though, you guys did excellent. So I think we're ready to move on. I'll stay on. I still have office hours from 11 to 12 if you want to stay on and get help finishing this, but we're about halfway through, and I want to go over the next notes and assignment with you. So we'll switch and then we can come back to finish this. So go back to your notes. And we are going to do similar triangle theorems. Okay, so like we did to determine if triangles were congruent, there are theorems we can use to determine if triangles are similar. So we have 3 that we are going to learn about today. First one is side, side, side. So we have 2 triangles, a larger one and a smaller one. These sides are 4, 5, and 6. These sides are 8, 10, and 12. So side, side, side says 3 sides of one triangle are proportional to the corresponding 3 sides of another triangle. So if all 3 corresponding sides are proportional, then we know it is they are similar triangles. So 4 corresponds to 8. So we have 4 over 8. And then we have 5, which corresponds to 10. So 5 over 10. And then 6, which corresponds to 12. 4/8 is 1/2, 5/10 is 1/2, and 6/12 is 1/2. So they're all proportional, which means these are similar triangles. And then next we have side, angle, side. So two sides of one triangle are proportional to the corresponding two sides of another triangle, and the included angles between the two sides are congruent. Okay, I'll give you a minute to get that all copied down and then I'll go over the example. Okay, hopefully that was enough time. So let's just sketch an example. So this side is 20, and this side is 30, and then 2 and 3. And the angle between the two sides is the same. So 2 and 20 and 3 and 30 are proportional, right? They're multiplying by 10. So they're each 1/10. 2/20 is 1/10. 3/30 is 1/10. So the sides are proportional, and then the angle between the two sides are congruent. So, and it has to be the angle between them. And so since they are, we can say these triangles are similar because of side, angle, side. And then we have the last one, which is angle, angle. It says if the two angles of one triangle are congruent to the two angles of another triangle, then they are similar.
Can you move it up a little?
Oh, sorry. So say we have a small triangle. This angle is 35 and this angle is 65. We have a larger triangle where this same angle is 35 and this same angle is 65. Then we know that they are similar. So as long as two angles of one triangle are congruent to two angles in another triangle, then we know they're similar. If you remember from last semester, we know then we can figure out what this last angle is, right? Essentially, all three angles are the same. Okay. Hey, Jose, I know you just joined us. So we just took notes on our second topic of the week. And let me zoom out so you can see the whole thing. If you want to just take a picture or a screenshot really quick so that you can copy them down and to have them to use on the assignment that we're going to jump to right now.
Thank you.
Yep. And then the rest of you, go ahead and open up your workbook to page 25. Okay, did you get it, Jose? Hopefully. Okay. And then we're going to use those notes to determine if these triangles are similar and what theorem proves that they are similar. So number one, so the pictures are turned. They're not all set up so that it's easy to tell which side corresponds to which side. So we have, if you turn this one to the right so that this angle's at the top, then it's kind of easier to see the corresponding side. So it looks like 33 is our shorter side, corresponds to the shorter side here, which is 11. And then the 39, the longer side, corresponds to the longer side here, which is 13. So we need to see if the sides are proportional. Well, so we would set up 11, which corresponds to the side of 33, and then 13 over 39. So this is 1/3, and 13 over 39 is 1/3. So yes, the sides are proportional, and then the angle between them are congruent, right? It tells us that the angles between them are congruent. Then we know that they are similar. Oops, similar. Because of side, angle, side. So we have the two sides and then the angle in between. So that means that triangle BCD is similar to triangle UVW. Okay, let's look at number 2. So let's mark our corresponding sides. So 30 corresponds to 55, and then 64 would correspond to this 117, and 66 would correspond to this 117. So right there, you can kind of see that we're going to get different proportions, right? Because if we do 64 over 117, that's not going to be proportional to 66 over 117. So then we know that they are not similar, because we would be trying to prove it using side, 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 but all three sides are not proportional because 64 over 117 does not equal the proportion of 66 over 117. Any questions so far? You guys can send them over in the chat too if you want. Okay, let's look at number 3. So we have 13, which corresponds to 130. And then we have 13, which corresponds to 130. Okay, so they're proportional. And then we just need to see, so if we have the two sides, we would need the angle between them for side, angle, side. And if you guys remember vertical angles that you learned last semester, we do have a set of vertical angles, which means they are congruent, and that's the angle between our two sides, which means they are similar with side, angle, side. So STU, triangle STU is congruent to triangle SFG. Okay, so for number 4, we have all three sides of both triangles. So we're going to be checking for side, side, side. If all the sides are proportional, then they are similar. So let's start with our smallest side, which is 6, would correspond to our smallest side of 42. And then our next side, which is 7, would correspond to 49. And then the largest side, which is 8, so we'll do 8 over 56, which is the largest side of that triangle. So we could divide 6 over 42 by 6, and that would be 1 over 7. 7 over 49, if we divide the top and the bottom by 7, we'd get 1 over 7. And 8 over 56, if we divide by 8, we get 1 over 7. So yes, they are similar because of side, side, side. And so triangle EFG is similar to triangle EQR. Okay, number 5. So we have 2 different triangles. We have HTU and then we have HGF. So all we're given here are these angles. So, and then they share this angle, right? So we have one angle. We could try, so we're trying for angle. The problem is, yes, they share this one angle, but then this angle is 40 and this one is 38. So 40 does not equal 38. So they are not similar. We can't use angle because 2 of the angles are not the same. Number 6, so we have 2 triangles again. We have EVW, we have the small one, and then we have EFG. So again, they're sharing an angle, which means they do have a congruent angle that we know. Now we have to figure out if we can say they're similar because of side angle side. So let's see if the sides are proportional. So we have 16 over, so we actually have to calculate this total side, which would be 16 plus 24. It's 24, 34, 40. And then for this one, we have to calculate this side using what they gave us. So this, the whole side is 45. This small piece is 27. So we have to do 45 minus 27. 27, 37. It's 18. Does that equal 18 over the long side, which is 45? So it looks like we could divide by 8 and we would get 2 over 5. 16 divided by 8 is 2. 40 divided by 8 is 5. Does that equal, what does this divide by? Let's see. We could divide by 9. And 18 divided by 9 would be 2. And 45 divided by 9 would be 5. So then yes, side angle side proves that these are similar. Triangle EFG is similar to triangle EVW. Okay, let's flip to the back. And then I'm going to assign you. So I'm going to go in reverse order. So let's see. Jose, can you do 7 and 8? And then Elijah, 9 and 10. Jade, 11 and 12. Rick, 13 and 14. Jaden, 15 and 16. And Jasmine, 17 and 18.
You said 15 and 16, right?
For you, Jaden?
Yeah.
Yes.
She wants something like she wants someone to clean. Maybe he wants someone to clean counter. And Dad had to go to get his charger from breakfast.
Oh, in the kitchen?
Or just not to clean, just some sort of towel that she just to wipe counter for me. She's not really wiping counter.
Just the paper towel?
I don't know. She said like something. I don't know what she means.
Okay, let's try to, was that enough time? Are you guys done?
I don't understand number 12.
Okay. So let's just go over what you guys have, because I know some of you have to get to Zooms. So at 11. Darn it, my camera's frozen. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop sharing really quick and reopen it. It's frozen. Okay, Jose, how did you do on number 7 and 8?
I didn't really get far because I was having a little hard time understanding.
Okay. And I know you weren't here for the notes. So it looks like for number 7, all they gave us is an angle. So it would have to be side, or angle, but they didn't give us any sides. So we're looking for angle. So we know that one angle is congruent, and then is there another angle that is congruent? So if you remember, they're having you remember things that you've already learned. So this angle is congruent to this angle because they're vertical angles. So then since we have 2 angles, then we know that yes, these are similar because of the angle theorem. So CDE is triangle CDE is congruent to triangle CML. And I know number 8 scary looking. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna have to figure out this side again, it looks like. So 19, this would be 29. So we're looking for side, because they've given us all the sides. So we just have to determine if they are proportional, if all of them are proportional. So we have 29, which corresponds to, it's the total side, which is 48. equals our small side, which is 55, over our long side, the whole side here, which is 88, would have to equal this side, which is 50 over 79. So I'm just gonna, instead of simplifying all those, and we're running out of time, let's just do decimal. So 29 divided by 48 is 0.6. 55 divided by 88 is 0.625, and 50 divided by 79 is 0.633. Okay, so then we know that these are not similar. The sides are not proportional. Okay, and then I think Elijah, did you have 9 and 10?
I got 9, but I got a little confused on 10.
Okay, no problem. So what did you get for number 9?
I got, so 11 over 22 equals 10 over 20 equals 8 over 16.
Very good. So were they all proportional?
Yeah, when I divided each of them, they all equaled 2, so it's side.
Yep. So MLK is similar to MQP. Oops, that's not a P, MQP. Very good. And then you weren't sure about 10?
No, yeah, I wasn't sure about 10.
Okay, so let's see. So let's do our smallest side, which would be 45, would correspond to our smallest side of 99. And then our next smallest side would be 55. And the next smallest on here would be 121. And then the largest side, 65 and 144. And let's use the calculator again. So 45 and 99 would be 0.45. Let's see what 55 divided by 121 is 0.45. And 65 divided by 144 is 0.45. So we'll say, yes, these are similar. So triangle CBA is similar to triangle UST. Okay, and then what my order changed. I think, Rick, did you have 11 and 12?
I had it.
Had it. Okay, go ahead, Jade.
So okay, I was kind of confused, but I got 35 over 91, 50 over 130,
Yeah.
and then 70 over 182.
Yep.
And then that's how far I got.
Okay, so then if we simplify them, they are proportional. So 35 over 91 is equal to whatever fraction this is. Let's see, 50 over 130. I don't know what it is. It's some funny number. But I'm looking at my answer key and they are similar. So triangle FGH is similar to triangle RST. And then what about number 12, Jade?
I didn't understand that one.
Okay, so all they're giving us are angles. So they're saying this angle is congruent to this angle and this angle is congruent to this angle. So if we have two angles that are congruent, we know that they are similar because of angle angle. So triangle STU is similar to triangle DEF. Okay, and then I think, Rick, did you have 13 and 14?
Yes, that one I did have.
Okay, good.
Okay, so for 13, I put the 33 and 55 together
Very good.
as one pair. And then the other side is 30 and 18.
Okay,
And so then they also shared the same angle of U.
yep, very good.
So it would have the side angle side. And if you divide the first one by 11, it would get 5/3.
Okay, which the
And
way I
then-
wrote it is 3/5. Yes.
Okay, and then the other one, I used 6. It took me forever to figure that one out. I got 6, which also got me 3/5. So they are similar.
Yes, very good. Thank you. And then what about 14?
For 14, I got 91/78, or 78/91, however you want to put it.
Either way, that's good.
And then I got 77/66.
Yep.
And then the first one I divided by 13 to get 7/6.
Very good.
And then the second one I divided by 11 to get 7/6. And since they share the same angle, it's similar with this side angle side.
Again, very good. Well done. Thank you. Jaden, what about 15?
Okay. Well, I just want to say 16 was kind of hard for me, so I probably didn't get that one right. But 15, I did 4/12 first,
Good.
and then I did 16/18, or 6/18. My fault.
Good.
And then 8/24,
Perfect.
and then all that I did 4 divided by both for 4/12,
Uh-huh.
and that will equal 1/2. No, not 1/2. I'm tripping.
I know what you meant. 1/3.
Yeah,
And then 6/18.
equals 1/3.
Yep.
Then 8/24 equals 1/3.
Yep.
And then they're all similar in side to side to side.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay. And then you want me to help you with 16?
I could try.
Okay.
Well, I did. I don't know if it was. I don't know the angle, or like if it was side 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 or side angle side. That was
Okay.
the only problem I had.
Yeah. So they didn't give us all 3 sides. So it can't be side, side, side. But, and they did give us this angle. So
Okay.
they share that angle. So they do have an angle. So now we just have to see if the sides are proportional.
Okay, so I did 6/53, and then 6/54, which are not equal, so it's not similar.
Exactly. Very good. And then I think Jasmine had to go. She's the one that has an 11 o'clock. So let's see. For number 17, okay, we have the angle and then we have the 2 sides. So let's figure out if they are proportional. So we have 46 and 117. Is that proportional to 56 and 143? I'm not sure what we can divide those by. Let's see. So I'll just do it as a decimal. 46 divided by 117 is 0.3931. Let's see, 56 divided by 143 is 0.3916. So nope, they are not similar. Okay, and then number 18, they gave us these two angles. So we're looking to see if there's another angle that are congruent, and there is the angle L that they share. So triangle LKJ is similar to triangle LTS because of the angle-angle theorem. Okay, so you guys are almost done for the week. So all you have to do is finish the first assignment that we started. So finding the missing sides of similar figures. You need to just finish page 24, and then you just have your checkpoint for Friday's work. But we finished the rest of the week's works. If you want to stay on and if you need help on page 24, you can. Otherwise, you are free to go. Thank you guys for coming. Have a great day.